Okay, I was gonna say, we're like kids. You gotta understand this. We never grew up from kids. My science with these kids is from observation. And what I've observed is that what we do is, as kids, we're not in our body. Kids always is astral projecting. They never hear, never hear. You understand? And this, you can learn a lot from that because it's called paying attention, concentration. Pay attention to that now with your child. And you realize your child is da 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 dee da 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 hoo hoo hoo. And sometimes they just have a little motherfucking rock or a marble or something, having all the fun in the space of nothing. And you realize that they're not there. And so even when you get a book now and you tell them ABC, let's learn the ABCs, come on. And you tell them A, B, C, D, E, F, G, by the time you get to H, he forgot the A and the B and the C. So when they go to school, they in class, but they don't pay attention. They still not there. They astral projecting someplace else. You gotta be like, yo, 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 pay attention. Same thing. When I'm teaching my son ABCs, he's like, A, B, C, yeah, uh-huh. All right, so I'm like, what's this one? I point to them randomly. He won't know it though. He'll know it when you sing it or you do it in sequence. Yeah, but that's not what you want. You want them to know it. But if I take my belt off, excuse me, take my belt off and I put it right there on the table, I could be like, what's this one? He'd be like, G. I'd be like, what's this one? He'd be like, K. So I'd be like, oh, you're here now. They're not here. They everywhere else, even though they're in front of you, looking at you in the face. They're not there. It's the same way as an adult. You're not there. La da 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 dee da 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 da. Ooh. That's real shit. Remember that. So when you see your kid and you're telling them you're having a problem with them in school, them paying attention, them laughing and playing too much, running around too much, they're not there. And it's important to get them there because when it comes to learning, you have to learn from being there. You see, the problem with learning that you don't understand is you have to be conscious to absorb the information. So a lot of us now get headaches when we start having to read real knowledge. And that's the problem. From you as a child not being inside yourself, it's hard for you to be inside yourself. How does this happen? Simple. What happens is that somewhere in our childhood, a lot of us get disassociated with our body, our consciousness. It could be from our parents yelling at us. It could be from some type of post-traumatic stress, seeing your parents fight. If you come from an abusive relationship, 99.9 of the times you're not in your body. You understand? Because you have to go home to that. So you will leave your body just to go home. And so now this stays like that, and you wind up having a consciousness that is floating in the astral world all the time. When you wake up, look at it like this. When the sun comes up, the stars are still in the sky. It's just that the sun covers it. So when you wake up, you're still dreaming. You're not awake. You're just dreaming with the lights on. So what you have to do is realize everything is not what we seem. This world is the dream world that we live in. The actual real world is the other world. I'm not going to break that down. That's a long science to make you have good understanding of it. But it's literally true. You know, that's the movie Avatar, what they show you. So you got to understand you're not physical, you're energy, you're spiritual, you're a soul. This is not soul and spiritual stuff. This is fear world. And so we here out of fear. So now back to this awakening. Damn, I'll be telling you I go in mad direction. When you awaken and your family is going to be the first to doubt you besides yourself. And now with this doubt, you got to realize that it's there to grow you. It's not there to break you down. It's not there to fear you. It's not there to think you're possessed. It's not there for you to be overly aggressive, which you're going to be at first because you're an empath. But you're going to see that the shit you're going to go through with your family, they're going to oppose you. You're going to wind up hating them. And it's the actual Adolabra. So understand that. Don't get into a mode that you hate your family for the rest of your life because of it, because that's not the intention of the energy. The energy is to wake you up, but that don't mean your neighbor's gonna be awake, or your sister's gonna be awake, or even your husband or kids is gonna be awake. It only could be for you. And you have to separate yourself and get to learn the energy, get to learn yourself, because we was taught wrong, and now you have to be retaught again. And so by being retaught, you have to be erased. Eraser comes now. The people from Men in Black with the blue light, for real, they're gonna go across you, your consciousness of who you think you are, as far as from when you was born on this physical plane, these past 20, 30, whatever, how old you are years. It's like that's pseudo. It's not the real you. You know, the spiritual you always was and always will be, but it don't have nothing to do with the physical earth and the physical world. That's why it's trying to wake you up so you can understand that. So when you die, you just don't disappear. You understand? You will continue your journey. So by you waking up to the soul spiritual, you understand now transitioning through meditation. So boom, the thing comes, say something bad happened, you die. You just don't close your eyes and go to a state of consciousness that you're unconscious of. You now slip over back into your meditation. That's your world from then on. And from what I'm saying, this is what they're saying. You retain your memory. If you reincarnate, you come back with all your memory, and you start your journey like a Brahmin, like a higher person, writing books and leaving the real knowledge for people, and you'll know way more. So this is the journey onto that. If you don't do that, you will be recycled in what's called a disillusion, and then just re-put back out into the earth soul. You go back to earth soul. Nobody has a soul for themselves. We share one soul. Everything have one soul. That's why they call the magnetic field around everything, and you could connect to it, and everything is alive because of that one earth soul. That one earth soul is the wolf. You know, it's in Egyptian art, it's in Indian art. You find it in the most ancient art. They try to take it out, but it's the wolf. Now the higher world soul is the dragon, which we call the portal. You and your subatomic particle self could wormhole through him like a straw, and you go into different dimension by traveling on rays of light. Everything is about rays of light. Your consciousness is just rays of light. That's who you really are. So in your purest form, you be light. Those with low consciousness have a little bit of light in them, and they don't receive light. They don't identify with light. They probably don't even fuck with the sun. Those that's high in consciousness have a lot of light in them. They probably exposed to a lot of light fixtures, the sun too, and probably eat better. So these is important. I would say, look at light bulbs, stare at them, waking up your consciousness. Everything is about wakening. If you don't awaken this season, it's going to be a bad one, because people is going down in consciousness, and being that it's the end of this Mayan calendar thing, it's actually now we get a fresh start. This fresh start allows you and affords you the ability to reactivate your own DNA. It gives you a chance to now rethink and restructure your life in the sense of the law of attraction is whatever you think you will. It's a different world. Your punishment or karma in life now is instantly. You know, it's no waiting, there's no body governing you. You're your own God. Like I say, my God is my God and your God is your God. But you have to realize that, because aside from our one God that's in our Merkaba, we have now a universal God. That's the universal mind, the universal consciousness. When I say now my mind is your mind, that's what I mean. We share that one consciousness when we get out of that me, myself, and I individualization. The first stage of that awakening is the I, though, the I am. Everything is me. Yo, I'm special. I seen this. They coming to see me. I. Yes, that's what it's about, you. So know thyself with that. You keep going. Don't just stop at one level. Continue. It's a portal. They're telling you to come through. But it's not for everybody, and you have to be cleansed. You have to be pure. You can't be on some old killer fighting warrior shit. It don't really work like that in no real astral world or anything, because you don't have a physical body. What are you kicking ass with? Your mind? Come on. Mind is like playing chess. You got to outsmart. Remember that. For you to get past a Doldobroff, you have to outsmart him. You can't kill him. You can't kill nobody in there. You can't hurt nobody in there. You have to outsmart them. That's called the 12 zodiacs. You see, when y'all wonder, when you're unconscious, it's not that you're unconscious. You see, before you came here as soul, you came through the zodiacs. So a lot of us rather partake with the zodiacs than actually be here on this earth. This is boring, or you've already did it too many times. That's what's wrong with a lot of the blacks. They've been here already incarnated too many times. Their ascension finished, but they still ain't finished their last 2 steps of the ladder. And those that's here now going through different levels of ascension, they're gonna feel the different parts of it. So everybody is in different stages of it, but in their own sequence of order. So you have to realize up is the highest, up, past what we believe is Jehovah, God. It's past that. You free yourself from those worlds and you become just what you are, pure spirit. And that's what's up there at the highest ether. Your real self is up there. You have to go catch your real self. So that's important for you to understand. You know, aside from you having to make it up to the top and ascend, there's other parts to it too that you must understand. But this should give you enough motivation for you to make it through without feeling too stressed, too much anxiety. You got to feel special because you are special. You can't just let somebody down you, oppose you, because 'tis the season for opposition. Once you awaken, you're just going to have people opposing you. And not just from a Doldobroff. The ancestors is doing that to you too. They're telling you to run. Go to the hills and learn. Relearn. Mistake, you're going the wrong way. Don't fall for that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The Gnostic books will teach you that. Don't fall for that shit. Run. And just believe in yourself. Follow me for a little while. I got a lot to tell y'all and teach y'all. But I just gotta make sure I'm teaching y'all shit that is universal. I don't want to teach you shit that is just based upon this, based upon that. I ain't basing none of my stuff on nothing, as you can hear. And I'm gonna keep coming. I could do this all day, but I just gotta sort it out. So stay tuned for more. Like I said, our thing is healing, man. Yoga, the breath, you know. I didn't get into all that yet because that's deeper. You have to cross first the mental level to get to the astral level. And when you do this, this is when things start to change. And so you realize that this awakening isn't just about being special, which you are. It also is about now you healing the world, healing the earth. So you got to learn what you have to do to make these accomplishments happen. So that's why I got the Messiah School. You learn everything from the Messiah School, which is what the world is today. You have only 2 peoples. You have the peoples that agree with society and is going with the flow. They call them the clay people or whatever. And then you got the rebels, the one who oppose society. Not saying that you don't go to work, you don't do what you have to do, take care of your kids. Of course, that's natural. I'm saying your insides and yourself rebel against everything society stands for. And so with that in mind, those are the 2 forces that's here. One is the physical people, the unconscious, the sleeping, and then you got the awakened spiritual people that is here trying to steer the other people in the other direction or waking up those other people before it's too late. I would advise y'all to try to listen to them because it's deep. You're going to have your government going against it and making up all type of false systems for you to have a false experience in life, and even in death too, a false experience in death. So if you don't grasp these concepts, you're going to get a false experience somehow along the line. This is definitely a game of chess. You can't go around and tell your business, not even think it your business sometime in this. And I'm not saying in a scary secret agent type of way. I'm saying it's real, and you have to know your position. You don't go out there bloating around. I'm awake, and you see a Christian, and you're telling them, no, Jesus is white, and no, Jesus is black, and he's like, Jesus is white. You already know they're asleep. You're wasting your time. You don't have to do all of that. It doesn't matter what you believe anyway. That shit belief don't mean shit. You understand? You got to realize you have to do it. That's the problem. Everybody wanted God, wanted this. When I talk about the gods, I'm talking about the air, the elements, the fire, the water. That's the gods. It's in you. That's what you're made of. So it's not the God like y'all talking in the sky, worshiping some God. We're not talking that. I'm with the gods, and I'm being the God that I am with these elements that we are the gods. But you the ultimate God because you got all of them bunched up into one, you. So you are the ultimate God that leave records, write books, create buildings, build bridges from these gods all uniting together and making up these ideas and thoughts you pick up on. So you got to understand the concept, else you're going to be misleading. The gods is the wind, the air, the fire. So you could control these things by uniting yourself with these gods. And by you uniting yourself with them, you also now could heal because they're the same wind, air that makes up liquid tissue, electromagnetic fields. And so you're one with those two. So you learn how to heal people from long distance all over the world. It's also the light that glare in your eyes is the same light that you travel on at night. So you could travel in these light worlds and live there, but don't stay there. That's when you stay unconscious. You always astral projecting and not in yourself. So you got to learn to come home to learn lessons and teach. Then you go back there to learn. That's how it's supposed to be. Hello, how you doing? All right. Yes. So if you're not learning, you're just going to be wasting your time. Wasting your time means that you're here and you're just idle and you're not really accomplishing nothing. And so by you doing that, you're doing them a favor. So by the time you hit like around 60, 70, what do you really have? The system got it set up that by the time you buying into their plans, by the time 20 years pass, they either buying you out or kicking you out. So you got no future if you planning to use the system just to retire on. It's time for you to step your game up and design a plan, a 10-year plan, a 20-year plan, sacrificing it through discipline to get yourself in a better position to be your own entrepreneur. Stop taking on somebody else's business and mind your own business. If you don't mind your business, then you ain't gonna have no business. And that's what we doing. We're minding somebody else's business all the time. You're supposed to do that for 10, 15 years, and then you should be out of the mining business world and into minding your own business. A lot of us, we go and we grab kids, we start fucking, then we go leave our family, and now we make our own family, and we all stuck. Everybody on welfare, everybody fucked up. The government is happy to feed y'all, put y'all up in them Section 8 shit, because y'all ain't gonna do shit. And good, y'all can't awaken, good. Y'all ain't the Messiah, good. We live forever, good. We eat, our kids go. When your kids grow up, your kid's gonna be a slave to our kids, just like they voted in the book. Why? Because we keep y'all asleep. Wake the fuck up, everybody. It doesn't matter what it is. A slave is a slave. A rich man is a rich man. It's in your mind state. Live rich, not poor. I gotta go, y'all. University of Conscious Southern. Peace, beloved. One love.